YouTube? Just got some parts in for the Warrior 350 front sprocket and the rear sprocket and an O-ring chain. There is a new rear sprocket by Primary Drive. This is for the 88 Warrior 40 tooth rear sprocket. Here's the front sprocket. Also the stock size, I believe. This is the chain, Primary Drive chain. Go ahead and show you guys the chain I bought. This is an O-ring chain, so it came with spare O-rings. Clip-on style master link. A little bit of lube there. Look at the chain. Comes pre-greased, ready to install. So just to review, here's the parts I ordered from my dad's Warrior 350. This is a chain, got a front and a rear sprocket. Bought this Tusk block-off plate, 19-1106. It's not that I don't like having a parking brake. I actually don't mind the parking brake. I hate the fact that these parking brakes tend to drag, and then as they drag and drag over time, it kind of destroys your brake pads, and then basically when it comes down to it, you don't have brake pads when you need them. So I don't really care for the parking brake on the Warrior, so I'm going to go ahead and do the block off on the Warrior, and just keep the parts. If we ever want to put it back on there, we can always you know, put the parking brake back on if we want to. So here's the Tusk block off plate. It's very shiny and aluminum. Another thing I like that they throw in is a couple of new screws, a couple of new Allen screws. You can see on the back side it's already got the O-ring, which is really nice. Well, I got lucky and it just came loose, but it's 1.25 inches. It fits on there perfectly. That's what I just happen to have. I'm not sure what the metric equivalent is, but you can Google 1.25 in millimeters and you'll get the perfect size. It wasn't even really torqued on there though. The lock nut pretty much was all that was holding it on there. Which is really, you know, it's not too surprising. All this does is hold it on there, and then there's teeth inside of here. It's probably why they had the lock washer. Been fine all these years, so this looks like the original Sprocket, I would guess. I can't exactly show you how worn down the old one was, but you gotta see the teeth difference there. There's a look at the old Sprocket. Here's a look at the new Sprocket. Pretty significant difference there. The old one compared to the new one. Should be the same size. So I ordered it to be the same size, and they are. The old one's actually not too worn down for how old it is. So on the 87 and 88 Warriors, it's a little different than the newer Warriors and the Raptor. The newer Warriors, they have a solid bolt that goes across here. The fastener goes all the way through, and there's kind of like a tube in the rear carrier there. On the rear carrier for this one, there's a bolt on each side, one there and one there. And instead of squeezing it together with one huge bolt, it's just got one independent side and then one there. Same thing underneath. Not sure if you guys can see that. But basically there's one bolt on each side. Instead of having one big bolt that goes across, you can see there's one there and there's one over there. It's just basically the exact same as right there and right there. And it's just basically the same as the ones up here. It's basically the same as the ones up here. You just release those, loosen those up a little bit, and then to tighten the chain, you just screw this bolt in. And then when you have the chain about the tension that you like, which right now you can see it's like way too loose. You want it a little bit loose, but not that loose. So you're just going to screw these in. As you screw them in, that pushes the bottom of the carrier out, which tightens up the chain. So when you want to loosen the chain, you kind of bang on the back of this with a 2x4 or just kind of kick on each side at the same time with your boots, and that kind of rotates the bottom in, which loosens the chain. So I've already done that enough to where I could get the master link on. You can see I got the new master link on right there. With the new master link, the main thing you want to make sure is that since the chain is going that way, you want to make sure that the little C is facing backwards, and that just means that if it hits a rock or a branch or something, it won't fly off because the clip hits it. It's rotating in the direction where if it hits the back, it's only going to put the clip on there even more. So anyway, I got the chain on there and I just need to adjust it now. I'm going to basically just tighten these, make sure they're nice and even on both sides. You can see it's got the exact same little adjuster over there. Get it to where it's got a little bit of slack, and then I'll tighten down these locks here, and I'll tighten down all 4 of the carrier bolts, the 2 underneath I showed you earlier, and then these 2 up above, and the adjusters come all snugged up when I have the chain tension the way that we want it. Alright, so it's running pretty good. The only thing that I just noticed was that the brakes weren't working very good. It might just be that they got some oil on them. I did spray them with brake cleaner before I took off. I didn't show that in the video. Sorry, I didn't get footage of that, guys. But anyway, I sprayed brake cleaner on it. So I just went to check. I haven't checked the brake fluid yet, and I just went to go check it. And see if you guys can see this or not, but it's like blackish red, kind of gooey. Not what you would want your brake fluid to look like. So I'm gonna suck all that out of there and put some fresh brake fluid in there, and then get all the air out of the line, bleed the brakes, and see if it helps. Alright, so I got all that nasty brake fluid out. I just filled it with some fresh stuff, and now we're gonna push all that nasty brake fluid out and try and get all the air out of the line. This is kind of a two-person deal. She's gonna pump the pedal up there and make sure that the bottle doesn't get empty, and I'm gonna tell her when, And when she holds the pedal down after she's built up enough pressure, then I release it. She holds the pedal down, and then I close it. And then she builds pressure, and then I release it. Okay, go ahead, pump. Okay, and hold it down. Okay, pump. So as she's pumping, we just want to make sure that never gets empty, or it'll suck air down on the brake line. She's pumping away over there. Okay, hold it down. And pump. And hold it down. And pump. Pump it. Check up here. It's gone down a little bit. About halfway down. Do a little bit more. Put some more. Okay, hold it down. Pump it. Hold it down. Pump it. A lot of air came out that time. Okay. Oh yeah, it's definitely gone down a little bit. Hold it down. Pump it up. Hold it down. Pump it up. No, it's the fluid's starting to come through. It's like red, nasty. It's starting to come through clear now. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, hold it. And pump it. Okay, and hold it. And pump it. Hold it down.